Hey everyone, so this is my last of my series of 5 videos on my life lessons now that I'm turning 50 in a week. I was born in 1976. I'm a Gen X baby. My name is Marissa. I'm a mindset coach, motivational speaker, and I was a teacher for about 22 years. So I work a lot with coaching teachers and yeah, I just love coaching in general. Yeah, greatest thing. I feel like I was born to be a coach. Um, Anyways, so this is the fifth video. This is the one that is basically titled Life Lessons. This is just overall things that I've learned about life and things that have helped me become more channeled into that highest version of me, the most aligned version of me, the version of me that is the happiest and the one that loves my life the most. And yeah, my goal is always just to help you get there. So hopefully some of these tips can help you as well. But let's get into it. All right. Number one, happiness is an internal choice. So I actually listened to a Mel Robbins podcast, and this woman created a happiness course. One of the prestigious colleges there, I can't remember if it's Princeton, Harvard, Stanford, I can't remember, but it was actually, she did some research and she found that this was a really big thing affecting the students there was their lack of believing, being happy in their lives. And so she created a course around it. It's one of the most popular courses there. And yeah, and very, very, very interesting. And one thing she mentioned is happiness definitely is an internal choice, right? So you can hold on to things that have happened in your past, or you can look at how those things have taught you to be a specific way now, like to help people, because you can always help people who are where you were. So if something happened to you when you were, 15, you are in a position to help 15-year-olds of today who might be going through a similar situation. And that was very profound to me because that's why I did one of my sections on weight, because I've battled with my weight like my whole life. And I thought, okay, maybe someone out there, like it can help them as well, in teaching, same thing. So I always like to look at it like anyone can change their limiting beliefs. So if you don't know what limiting beliefs are those things you say to yourself that have been pre-programmed into your subconscious mind from when you were a child that stop you from believing that you can do something, because the limiting belief is telling you that you can't. Either someone told you that, right? Someone said, "Oh, you're stupid. You're not good at math. You can't do this. You're not good at art. You're not a creator. Like this." And the limiting belief stops you from doing that. I mean, it could be as simple as someone in the eighth grade laughed when you went up and did a speech, and now you believe that you will never be able to get up and talk in front of people ever again, and you're never going to try, right? That's a limiting belief, because what if you are destined to be an absolutely incredible speaker? And that one kid who laughed at you in grade eight is stopping you. Or it could be something that like a parent has said to you, or a friend or teacher even has said to you when you were little. But you have to remember that we don't know what was going on in the mind of those people. It has nothing to do with you now. You can always shift limiting beliefs through. Okay, now I've it's not like a quick fix, okay? It's not like you're going to shift your limiting beliefs tomorrow. It takes time and effort, but not like a lot of effort that isn't fun to put in, because changing limiting beliefs is about changing the way you speak to yourself. And how do you shift from saying A and now saying B? So how do you shift from, well, I'm not good enough, to this opportunity could be anyone's and it can definitely be mine, right? What's stopping it from being mine? Absolutely nothing, right? I'll never know unless I try. So whatever happens, I will learn from it and I will grow. I will grow through the experience, as opposed to I'm not even going to try because I know they're not going to hire me. They're not going to take me. Um, so limiting beliefs are those things that are stopping you from achieving that best version of you. And that is one thing I learned about myself is the power to change my negative thinking, which was instilled in me from my dad and my family, and just being, overweight as a kid, and just having, complexes and fears about things. And I'm not saying you're not going to have that if you're when you're a kid, because kids have that, but it's trying to show kids that, well, you can do anything you set your mind to, right? To show kids that your life is not determined by what someone else thinks of you, what someone else said about you. That's their battle to deal with. If that's how they want to be in their life, that's their choice, but that's not how you have to be. So it involves a lot of like shifting your affirmations, how you speak to yourself, but it absolutely can be done. And I would say, every day I wake up and I'm so happy. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm like, I live my life. So I just want everyone to know that it absolutely can be done, but sometimes you might need help to figure out how to do it. So that's what I did. I learned from, influences that were out there, from books, from reading, from just really understanding personal development, and knowing that, my life is just getting better and better all the time, like having that kind of positive outlook, not like toxic positivity, but just the idea that it's for me, right? It's for me. I can choose how I want to show up every day. Okay, number two, being stopped, and this links into the limiting beliefs, but being stopped by fear, right? Like I always say, my favorite acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. So fear is something that is stopping you because of what you think might happen, but you actually have no idea if that's going to happen. And, if you've ever been interested in learning about manifestation, it's the greatest thing I ever learned about. Like I manifest all the time now because that is one of the best ways sometimes to get through fear. And the idea that if you're older like me, it is never too late to reinvent yourself. It is never too late to stop and say, you know what? It's time to pivot. It's time to make a change. It's time to shift. It's time to write this book. It's time to go out and visit this place that wanted to go to since I was, 18. Perfect example, my friend's mom she just turned 60 a couple of years ago. She's like 62 now. And her dream has been to go to Portugal and do one of the like 5-day Caminos, where it's like a trek through the mountains of Portugal. But my friend's dad is not fit enough to do that trek at all. So my friend's mom has been stopping herself from doing it because it's like, oh, well, like, what about your dad? But now my friend's like, no, you've got to do this for you. And boom, she's booked it. She's going next year at the end of this year. I can't remember exactly, but she's going right around her birthday. And then out of nowhere, like a friend of hers also said she wanted to go and booked it. So now there's two of them going. Like it's, manifestation is just an amazing thing. But you've got to just open up to that and not let fear hold you back, because you don't know what is actually available to you until you take that leap and try and see what will happen. And yeah, like you might, yes, failure could happen, but failure is just a way of learning, okay, well, what am I going to do differently next time, right? Failure is a way to get data on learning how to do it differently. You can't ever be held back from that, because it's all about, like, you have to understand failure to get to success. It's just how it is. Okay. C. Sorry, I say C. Three. C3PO. Comparison is the thief of joy, basically. I didn't make that up, but like, I saw that, I read that somewhere. But comparison is the thief of joy. So spending time comparing yourself to others and wanting what they want. Remember, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you are always just comparing yourself to someone else and being jealous or envious of something that they have, you are allowing those emotions into your life, and you are stagnating or stopping what could be happening in your life to allow you to live the happiest version of you. You can't compare yourself to everybody else. You can be happy for people and be like, wow, that's amazing. Like, that's so cool. What did you do? Like, teach me. Like, or you can be excited for them that they've got this product or whatever you want or whatever they're doing with their life. But if all you're doing is scrolling on social media and being jealous of people that have this life that you want, like start writing down your goals and figuring out how you can get that life or what is it about that life that you do want, because anything is achievable. So if those people are making you jealous and it's not like, oh wow, like look, I get to see all, this the coolest, like they're in Valencia and I can't, like I love it, it's so beautiful, look at the architecture, and you're just feeling joy when you see these videos, great. If these videos are not bringing you joy, you need to move on. You need to find influencers who are actually helping you, teaching you, like when you see like my TikTok feed, for example, is filled with like cats because cats bring me joy. So I'm very grateful. And they're filled with like manifestation tips and Chinese, like traditional Chinese medicine and health tips and just things that are always going to help me grow and expand and learn and be grateful and be joyful. And if your social media feed is not doing that, because you're comparing yourself to people, or even if you're comparing yourself to actual people in your life, you need to stop. You need to be like, okay, that person is dealing with themselves. I need to deal with myself. What shifts can I make today? What habits can I change today that are going to get me more aligned with where I want to be? Okay. Number 4, what I personally believe is like the greatest lie that so many of us have been taught. And that lie is that you are not a creator. The fact is, every single one of us is a creator. Every single one of us could be creating something that can help someone else, whether that is creating like digital products, creating videos, creating, um, like just an ebook or a course or something like that. Like you have knowledge that you could use to help someone else, but you maybe just don't know where to start, or you don't like, but with AI today, there's just no reason why you cannot be creating something in your specialty or like who you are, creating your brand, even just creating your brand. When I was in school, like we were taught, right? No, you're not a creator unless you're an artist or a singer or a dancer or a musician, you're not a creator, right? And I am none of those things. Ask my grade 7 clarinet teacher, okay? So, but when I started coming out of teaching and started creating products, even during COVID, I was creating products for like teachers pay teachers. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can be a creator. It's really not about art or anything. There's so many products out there now to help us be creators, and I'm creating all these digital products now, and I love it. And I love that I'm helping people, um, and just thinking outside of the box that way. And you can do that too. You can take 20 minutes a day out of your day, even if you wake up 20 minutes earlier and just keep thinking about what could you create. Start journaling on it, start like talking through AI with it. Like, what can you create to get out there? To create passive income, right? So, yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites on this list, that you are a creator. I hope that hits someone because I really feel like I've been like just lied to my whole life because of that. Anyways, number 5, really get your head around and this is not when I was growing up. I'm very grateful it wasn't around when I was growing up, but the understanding of the term, the attention economy. So I did another Toastmaster speech on the attention economy, and the attention economy is the idea that your attention is worth a ton of money. So the more that people can keep you in, um, like locked in to either the 3 places for the most attention are, of course, social media, gaming, and streaming services, right? Where you're binge watching shows, because what they're doing is when they've got your attention, they are preventing you from creating. So because you are now blinded by what is going on in front of you, you're going through the motions of of like wasting all this time that, and nothing is really not getting any productivity out of it, right? You're not creating for you, but you're giving someone your attention, and your attention is worth money. So really understanding that your attention is worth money. Like every time you are sucked into something that is giving up your attention, you are making someone else money, but you are not making yourself any money until you shift into the mindset of being a creator. Then, and you have to ask yourself, like, okay, I'm going to watch this show, but maybe I can work on, what I want to create for, 30 minutes, and then I can watch the show for 30 minutes or an hour or whatever, if you were normally going to watch for 2 hours, right? So just constantly thinking of, am I going to give away my attention and make someone else like billions and billions of dollars? Or am I going to get like a piece of that? Am I going to allow this abundance to flow into my life too and create? And that's when, if you're not sure what to create, go into silence for a little bit of meditation, a little bit of like just like closing your mind off for a little bit. If you easily get distracted, like I said, guided meditations are really good, or even just start small, like 5 minutes, just like deep breathing, and you're going to get those inspirations. I promise you, you're going to get those inspirations. Take, take up the universe on whatever the inspiration was and call that person, make that thing, do that thing, and things are going to happen. Okay. What are we on? 6. Oh yes, my favorite. Man, if only we could really instill this in teenagers, but just caring less about other people's opinions. Like just caring less about other people's opinions, honestly. I mean, with me, I know, and obviously as a teenager, it was like so impossibly difficult. But even as you get into your 20s and 30s, right, 40s, definitely by your 50s, you're like, whatever, like you don't care because it's all about you. It's like, how are you going to make your life work for you? Because these people have to deal with their own lives. Like no one is in your brain thinking for you except you. If I would do a TikTok video or a YouTube video, I promise you guys, like, if I got any negative comment, I would just delete immediately. I would like block and delete that person because I know they say, well, that like instills, conversation. No, I'm like, my whole thing as a mindset coach is I want to bring as much positive vibration into someone's life as possible. If they are going to come on my feed and they are going to read a negative comment, that's not cool with me. So those people must go somewhere else. And I recently learned, so if you happen to get, trapped into a lot of negativity, and I mean, TikTok, like they still like to push the negative stuff onto my algorithm. I've just got to use self-discipline to like quickly scroll and be like, no, no. But I read recently that they estimate now as of 2026, up to 42%, maybe it was just 40, but anyways, of comments on your social media are bots specifically trying to get you to comment negatively. Whether it's to distract you from another big issue that's going on, or because they want your attention over here, so you're not really focused over here. I don't know. Doesn't matter. The fact is, like, you can usually tell because a bot will make a comment and then like 25 people will comment, but the bot will never comment back. There would be no engagement, right? But regardless, just be aware of that there are like people who are trying to put you in a negative space, instead of understanding that you have control over more than you think you do, and you can be in a more like working on your life. Remember, when things are happening, yes, there are bad things happening in the world, but there are good things happening too. So like, what are you focusing on? Right. Okay. So anyways, that's, yeah, caring less about others' opinions. Number yeah. Number 7, are your friends helping you dive or helping you thrive? So really learning about which of my friends going back to high school were influencing my life in the way that I wanted it to be influenced versus, are they holding me back from something that I want to do? Are they You know, are they causing me to sort of, do things that is like maybe everything was great, but I wasn't able to like kind of grow into the direction I wanted to go into. So you may have to, as you get older, it's okay to have friends like that, but really look at how much of your time is worth giving to those friends. Are they influencing you? Are they helping you thrive? Are they bringing you into this like aligned, amazing space of who you are, who you want to be? Because sometimes you do have to decide that you have to distance yourself sometimes from certain people whose lives are just going in a different direction. That's all. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that not everybody's life is going to go in the direction that you want your life to go. And you need to, like, the universe sometimes has to remove people, and you need to remove people in order to bring other people in who are going to help you thrive, because you're going to meet new people on the journey as you go. And those are going to be the people you want to meet. Okay. So yeah, definitely really looking at the people in your life, um, and who needs to stay and not. Okay. Number 8, your time and your energy are your most precious, precious resources, and you cannot get them back. Well, like, I guess your energy kind of always regenerates, but you can't get your time back. So stop wasting them on either making someone else's life difficult, like all those people scrolling, like making negative comments. Like, before you make a comment, ask yourself, is this going to make someone feel good or not? Like, do you need to make a comment that's like, just insulting someone? Like, maybe someone had a question. If you think it's a stupid question, okay, that why point it out? Why do you need to point it out, right? So always looking at, or just judging other people, or looking, spending your time and energy on making other people's lives difficult, on bringing, negative energy to people. Why? Why would you want to do that, right? That's just, anyways, something I've learned. Because I've definitely done that in the past, but I'm just very grateful I don't do it now. Also, just ruminating on things that have happened in the past or that are beyond your control, right? So putting your energy, your attention goes where your energy flows, and or your energy flows where your attention goes. And if you're putting your energy on ruminating in the past, you're like worrying, anxiety, right? Look up, go Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's one of the best for that, where he will looking at the heart brain coherence and how you have, like, his goal is helping you fall in love with your life, like helping you see the love that's around you, as opposed to the other things that have happened, and helping you look at like what's happened in the past. If you can't fix it, there's no point in ruminating on it anymore. You must let it go, and you must shift, your habits today, because you can't make a change with the same habits, with like, if you want to shift your identity or who you are, you have to shift habits. You can't become someone new with the habits of the old person. You just can't. And number nine, learning how to be a good communicator. So I never really thought this would be on my lesson list, but it is really amazing how communication has become, um, what is the word I want? But it's basically become a superpower. Like, not, there are so many of the younger generation who cannot communicate effectively, either because they were taught, like Gen Z, to communicate on their phone, or because of Gen Alpha, where they don't know how to regulate their emotions, and therefore have struggled to communicate how they're, like, with someone else, but either how they're feeling or that's not all about them, kind of thing. um and it's not like necessarily their fault, because I mean, often a lot of the parents don't have the ability to regulate their emotions either. As a result of that, we are dealing with a deficit of people who know how to communicate well. So communication is actually one of your strongest assets if you can become a better communicator. And there are books on that. There are influencers out there teaching on that. So, like, get them on your algorithm. If you have social anxiety or you can't communicate with someone, like, that is a skill that can absolutely be learned because it's just about reading people. It's about understanding that people are people and people like talking about themselves. People like a good listener. People like, if you can tell a story, and people like if you can engage if they're telling a story and not interrupting and then like telling your own story. Unless, of course, you're like really best friends with, like, I mean, I've got best friends from high school where we interrupt each other constantly and tell each other stories, but we're used to that. That's what we do. But we're all good communicators, because most Gen X's are good communicators because that's what we did. Like we had to communicate and solve our own problems back in the 80s. So I would say that if there's one skill you want to really up your game with, it's being a communicator. I mean, I remember uh, in the staff room, my group of teachers, they were all younger than me, and they're like, we're like, oh, let's go play trivia at this one like pub or whatever. Like, let's book a table. And my one colleague, she was like 23 at the time. She's like, Marissa, can you call and book it for us? She's like, I can't call. It's like my greatest nightmare. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, hey, can I book a table? So easy, but she wouldn't even call, right? Unless if you can't communicate via WhatsApp, it's and I'm just like, just call them. It's just so much easier. A voice is so much more personal, and the tone is so much easier to get than a WhatsApp message because how many times have you sent a WhatsApp message and you're second guessing the tone? Does it sound right? Right? Whereas if you had just called, it would have been so much easier. But anyways, learn how to be a good communicator. That's definitely that skill has really like I'm very grateful for that skill. And last but not least, and it's forgiveness is for you, not them, right? So forgiveness is all about like holding on to anger and regrets. And that is just a waste of your time and energy because the other person, they're not getting any of your negative energy. They're just living their life. They don't care that you are thinking this way. It is destroying you. It is not destroying them. And if you don't know how to forgive and move on, like again, try to figure it out. Like try to watch people like stories on YouTube about forgiveness, about why you need to forgive, because it's about you moving past this block into how can I maybe use what happened to help someone else, right? How can I use what happened to make my, like, it's not going to stop me. It doesn't define me. It's not going to stop me from living my life, right? That's what, read, if you want, go and read the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, right? To also help you with just letting people do what they need to do. I understand forgiveness, it's like deep-rooted trauma. Go talk to someone and see how can you use your experience to help someone else to talk about it with other people, because sometimes maybe there's someone out there who needs to hear about your experience. And learning to forgive, including yourself, by the way, you have to forgive yourself for stupid things you did or mistakes you made, or if someone isn't going to forgive you and they won't come back into your life, you just can only forgive yourself and be like, you know I hope that you forgive me and come back into my life, but I can't control that. I can't like force you to do that, to forgive me, but I can forgive myself. I'm in control of that. And it is essential for moving forward with peace and to find that happiness that I talked about in number one. So I know that's going to be a difficult one for a lot of people to hear because people don't want to forgive, and like, how do I forgive this? And how do I forgive this? And how do I forgive this? Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of like terrible things that have happened to a lot of people out there, but go talk to someone about it. Go follow people, follow stories about forgiveness, and think about maybe sharing your story with a group of people that could benefit from that story to help other people, because guaranteed someone else has gone through what you're going through. Anyways, those are my life lessons. I would love, 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 love to hear your life lessons. regardless of age. I can't believe it's 50 years. Like, really, it's crazy. I even made sure I didn't put any filter. I know if you're on the podcast, you can't see this. I made sure no filters on Zoom. One thing I want, yeah, that because that's another thing with me is I don't I'm sort of embracing being older. Like, I don't want to do any like Botox or facelifts or anything on my face. I just want to embrace. I feel like lines on the face, even though I'm really into lymphatic massage and lymphatic drainage, another thing like I can't believe I didn't know beforehand. Like, I literally just found this a month ago, but just how to do lymphatic drainage on your body and your face. But I feel like lines on your face, they're like the roadmap of your life. So they're okay. I don't mind them. Anyways, guys, any comments? I would so appreciate them. And yeah, just sending you all the love for this year and this week and whatever you get up to. And yeah, happy Chinese New Year on the 17th, which is my birthday. If you are celebrating, yeah, just lots of love. Bye.